What if a child's voice, small, cracked, and brave, was all it took to remind the heavens how to cry? The night draped its silence like a heavy cloak over the village of Iroko. The ground beneath bare feet cracked like aged skin, the rivers lay as ghostly memories, and the crops hung limp like unanswered prayers. The sacred gathering beneath the Iroko tree had ended. No more stories, no more songs. Even the laughter of children had faded into myth. What remained was thirst, and morning's quiet echo. Yet one voice still rose with the moon. Adedayo, as some called him, was 12, a boy forged from wind and wonder, an orphan with eyes too bright for sorrow. Each night, after the last ember in old priestess' hearth sighed into ash, he climbed the hill that watched over the village. There, with a broken drum at his feet and a flute that whispered secrets, he spoke to the moon. He would say gently, "I greet you, moon man. You're the only one who listens." The moon, pale and distant behind dust-choked clouds, gave no answer. But Adedayo spoke anyway. He spoke of his mother's lullabies, of river games with Temi, his cousin, now a name etched in burial silence. He shared riddles and hopes and poems he barely understood himself. His words were his treasures. One night, as the wind moved like a memory through the trees, he ended his tale with a lullaby, one his mother had sung during nights of hunger, saying, "I have a song that can carry water. I have a lullaby that can summon rain. Don't cry, I am here." The earth paused. The air leaned in. And then, soft, strange, shivering, came a laugh. Adedayo sat upright. "Who's there?" Another laugh, not from earth or wind, but from above. The moon shimmered just faintly. Not a voice, not a sound, but a presence, as though someone had listened. The next morning, Adedayo ran to the old priestess. She stirred her herbs, unmoved. "Perhaps," she said, "you've opened a door that's been sealed too long." The moon remembers, Adedayo, but it hasn't had a friend in many lifetimes. That night the moon was brighter, almost full. Adedayo climbed his hill with a story about the tortoise who stole the sky's mirror. He laughed, cried, sang, and just before dawn, as he turned to leave, a whisper brushed his mind. "Teach me." He froze. "Teach you what?" Silence. But something ancient had shifted. The moon had spoken. The drought had a listener. The sky had opened an ear to a child. And Adedayo felt the weight of something older than time settle in his chest. The next day, Iroko stirred under a strange stillness. No wind, no crows. Even the sky seemed to hold its breath. And Adedayo, he said little, 'cause he was listening. That evening, under a sky stained gold, he returned to his hill. The moon hovered, silver and swollen, like a sigh held too long. He sat, not to tell but to ask, "Do you remember your first tear? Did it fall from joy or sorrow? Were you ever comforted? Were you ever held?" The flute at his side trembled. The moon pulsed. And in his mind, not his ears, came a voice, distant, aching. "I have watched oceans swallow ships, forests burn, stars be born and die. But never, never have I cried." Adedayo's heart stilled. Why not? Lord of War, the Sky Watcher, forbade it. He sealed my tears. Said sorrow in the heavens would drive the earth mad. "But we are already mad," Adedayo whispered. "Mad with thirst. Mad with forgetting. Because the sky forgot how to feel." "I want to remember," the moon said. "Teach me." So, each night Adedayo returned, with offerings of memory. He sang his mother's lullabies. He told the tale of his father, who carved a canoe from a fallen tree. He recited poems in trembling Yoruba. He spoke of old priestess, who fed him though she starved. Of Bala Johnny, whose heart had once been kind. And the moon listened. His glow softened, his light warmed. But not all welcomed the change. One afternoon, Adedayo was summoned to King's palace. The chief stood tall, Agbada dark as a storm yet to come. "We hear you speak to the sky," he thundered. "The elders fear you invite madness with your moon songs." Adedayo didn't flinch. I bring not madness. I bring memory. King's gaze hardened. Then remember this, the sky is no friend. We survive by strength, not by begging clouds to weep. From the shadows, old priestess voice emerged. The moon has waited too long to feel, she said. Perhaps it waited for a child. That night, Adedayo sang a song he hadn't known he carried. The world has forgotten, but I remember. Moon, hear me. Learn to weep, your tears will bring water. The moon pulsed, then dimmed, and Adedayo saw it. A shimmer, faint and fleeting, a single drop of silver descending from the sky. It vanished before it touched the ground. But he saw it. The moon had cried. And somewhere deep beneath the dust of Iroko, the earth exhaled.